This time around, I would put more emphasis onto the Primal Beast. Either put him mid, or just don't buy the Greaves, just go straight up BKB onto him. I think the BKB being late on Rupido in that game really did change a lot, because he was not allowed to go in because of the Shaker. But if there's no problem with the Shaker and you have a BKB, then you're going to be fine. Blacklist, they're going for the exact same heroes, just now no Bat, and there's not going to be a Drow for them at least.
No, but the Pango is very much a block pick here as well. I bet that XERXIA would have been interested. So yeah, Ember Spirit it is. Going to be the Nature's Prophet Sweeper, the Nature's Prophet Hunter, maybe from time to time. A lot of like these long fights look really good for XERXIA as long as they get to hold their position. Like, spam out from the Ember Spirit, crowns from the Dark Willow, fishing for these opportunities. But once again, if they have to dive into Blacklist Rivalry, I just foresee so many problems. They can't actually deal with the Undying Tombstone at all. At this point, it looks like they just have decided not to.
Yeah, we are gonna run away, or we are gonna kill you before it becomes a problem. And you do have the 6 seconds of the Phoenix Egg where you are the gods of controlling the area.
Yes.
And that is when you have to strike. That is when you have to finish as well. So XERXIA now, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be banning out the Morphling. That is like 100%. Anything else you don't want to be playing against if you're XERXIA?
Well, let's see, because the Terrorblade has already been removed. Naga is down 2. Of course, with the Ember Spirit, you would have scaled decently into that anyway. I think Morphling is definitely the scariest, but no, they're focusing on the Death Prophet right now. Are they thinking that this Nature's Prophet might be safe lane?
Yeah, it could be. We know that Raven can play it. I also think that in the past, I have seen Carl playing a Nature's Prophet as well, though it isn't
That's
really...
true, actually. Yes.
It really isn't all that
Carl,
popular. It isn't that popular nowadays. They'll ban out the Faceless Void, which would have been solid for XERXIA. When we look at Blacklist, their heroes are not that tanky, so inside of the Chrono, you do die. And, well, I mean, there is a solid amount of damage to put in the Chrono as well.
I think they looked at XERXIA's previous drafts and picked like the one that looks most like this one. Which has a Treant instead of a Phoenix, but otherwise the exact same picks and a Faceless Void. That's pretty funny. And they take out the Slark, so Morph is open.
Insta Morph pick? Like, I don't see a reason not to. You can even buy an Aghanims, turn into a Dark Willow, and just reign supreme.
Unless for some reason a Raven doesn't feel like it, but it seems like a shoe-in. Yeah, there we go. What? Why not?
Why do you let it through? Like, Dark Willow can build into a Spirit Vessel, but isn't that great, right? You still want your Blink, you want your Aether Lens, you want your Shard, even the Yules. So
Phoenix?
I don't know.
Phoenix should be the Vessel Builder?
He's a 5. When is he gonna get it when the Morphling has the Manta and the BKB?
Pretty much then, yeah, but
Troll. You pick a troll. That is why I let them have the Morphling, because now it is gonna be a troll being played against the Nature's Prophet in the lane, and then versus the Morphling later on. Let's go. AM again.
Okay.
Not too bad.
No, I was thinking about it, but the problem with the AM Morphling matchup is, of course, that your AM window actually closes. Like, there is certainly a window in this game where you beat up the Morphling and there's absolutely nothing he can do about it. But you do need to finish that game in that time. And you don't have any particular, like, tower siegers on you. You don't have a way to immediately, oh, we killed the Morph, time to, take 2 racks. Like, every single one of them do need to be dead. And especially the Nature's Prophet as well. So, yeah, and then that Morphling window closes, right? And he just becomes an absolute god, and he probably builds an Aghanim Scepter and steals all your stats.
I have to say, I believed in the AM in the previous game, but I don't believe in it in this game, because not only the Morphling matchup, but also Pango, Shaker. These are the banes of your existence, right? Because you don't move, and the physical damage of the Nature's Prophet and the Morphling is actually strong enough to kill you at any point in the game. So this to me is looking like a win for Blacklist, and in my mind, they're going to be the ones that are going up against Talon in the upper bracket final.
Yeah, and I find it very hard to disagree with you here. This is by no means the like, hey, if anti-mage is a good hero, this is a good game kind of game. This is if anti-mage is a good hero, it's still a rough game kind of game. And as much as Karma tried to make us believe that anti-mage is a thing, I'm not buying it today. Not
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, not every game for sure. Some
No.
games it's gonna be great. The main reason I'm not so sure about it is because you are laning a Phoenix and an Anti-Mage into an H's Prophet Shaker. And to me, that
Yeah.
looks like it's gonna be a pretty good lane for an H's Prophet, meaning your towers are gonna be dropping, meaning your map is gonna be small, meaning that they can hunt you easily. So because of it, I'm gonna be going for Blacklist. I think this is the first time that I see XERXIA's draft that I do not favor the draft in general, and Blacklist in my mind, they're still a better team.
Yes, completely agreed with that. And you're completely right about that anti-mage lane as well, right? He had a completely free time the last time around, got a rotation from his Death Prophet off of mid to take the tower down. He was up first to Kotl, who got dumpstered, and none of that's going to happen this time around. I too think that Blacklist has got this one in the bag.
But XERXIA, they have been underestimated in the past, and they are still shown that they are yet to lose a series in this tournament. Is this finally gonna happen against Blacklist rivalry, or will they win again and get themselves top 3 secured at the BTS Pro Series Southeast Asia, putting themselves as one of the better teams here in Southeast Asia, even though they are currently in Division 2. But we will see. We will see what the verdict will be after this one. And you know, I got info on Reddit what this 4K USD per month means.
I've been wondering.
Yeah, it seems like Gork said after Fnatic pulled out of the region that the salaries of Southeast Asia players are between 4 and 5K per month. So he's, maybe making fun of that one, or in a good or a bad way. Maybe he has a lot more, but then again, he might have a lot less. We don't know.
I think that some salaries in Southeast Asia are a lot higher than that and some a lot lower. So it's one of those cases where an average doesn't really mean all that much.
Bosku is going to be sending in the treants, and they are not going to be doing enough to stop XERXIA from securing this rune, so it is going to be a 2-for-2. No big deal there. But overall, it is... they're swapping lanes. Okay, they're sending the aim onto the top lane. I like this. I think this is actually good, because Rupido will have a good time on the bottom.
Yep, absolutely. Between the extra armor that you get from the uproar, and of course the trample area of effect, you get to clear treants very effectively. You get to go on top of the Nature's Prophet if you want to, but he is moving back to top again? And Anti-Mage, what is this?
I don't know. I thought they got the lane that they wanted, but maybe he wanted... Yeah. He wanted to dodge the Undying, it seems like. I don't know. That seems like the only thing to me. And in the enemy safe lane against the Undying, yeah, the AM would suffer, actually.
Yes. Okay, but that leaves Rupido with a lot worse of a game than he was going to have, and Karma not necessarily that much better, because Cuckoo's still gonna get a lot out of this lane.
He should be able to do well. We'll see if the Anti-Mage can maybe get some of these treants down, and that could be the extra gold that you're looking for. But currently, he's just gonna get smacked. Anti-Mage not the highest of armor heroes. He doesn't have that low, but he's definitely not gonna be having a good time here.
No, and armor only matters as much as you have HP to defend it, and Anti-Mage, of course, made out of tissue paper on the first couple of levels.
Poor guy. Mid lane, Pango versus the Ember. We've seen this matchup quite a lot. I mean, recently in pretty much every single region. Any preferences here for you?
Any preferences? I mean, I like Pango as a team fight hero. I like the Ember for the solo kill potential if Carl doesn't get his level 6 fast enough. There's some possibility for excitement to be coming out for this lane, but normally, like, a lot of trading goes down here, and that's it.
When it comes to rotation of the supports, both the Dark Willow and the Shaker can be dangerous for one or the other, so we'll see if there's going to be any rotations coming out from those. They are both in the same lane, so they might walk hand in hand towards that one. We haven't talked much about the top lane. You said Rupido is going to have a lot worse time here in the top lane, and so far that has been the case. He's not able to pressure the Morphling, and he has been quite pressured himself.
Absolutely, loss of strength for both of these heroes is quite a big problem. Once again, they managed to get a double strength lane up versus the Undying, who is going to be more than happy with that. And Raven, like, every single amount of damage that could come out from XERXIA will be very telegraphed. There is absolutely no way that he will be able to die to that unless he waveformed in for some reason, which is not likely. It's all damage over time, it's all instances. Raven's gonna have a phenomenal time on top.
Yeah, once the Primal Beast was added into the game, the carry players started playing a lot of Faceless Void in the Morphling against him in the lane, just because you can get away from the trampoline. You know, nothing has changed. These two are still good against him, and especially Raven with this much right-click damage, 86. There's no way you're getting anything away from this guy. He's just gonna continue last hitting freely.
Absolutely. And you can't even punish him with that. Like, oh man, your HP is low. Well, yeah, by the time that your fire spirits have done anything, it won't be anymore.
Really the case. He's gonna go for 2 points in the attribute shift. In Eastern Europe, I've seen so many times they just leave it at level 1.
Yeah. I am counting on not having to use it a lot. Like here, if the Phoenix ever decides to start properly laying into him, I think it's an okay investment.
We'll see how it goes in general. Karma on the AM is struggling in terms of CS. I mean, compared to the Morphling, at least he's not that bad. He's not being shut down, but he's definitely not happy. He wants to finish the Vanguard in this lane. Okay, that's gonna be quite fun. I still think he's disassembling that one into a Battle Fury, but we could see a little bit of early fighting from the AM.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Any Vanguard? What was the build with that again? Like
Vanguard Diffusal.
Diffusal, yeah. I want to see Mage Slayer anti-mage. That's what I want. That is the real battle mage.
Yeah, you know, not that much magical damage here, but
not
in this game. Not in this game, please, Karma. But in the future, it would be definitely fun to see. If we go back a little bit into the Lesh Pudge meta, there it would actually be quite nice.
Absolutely, but yeah, this time around, no. I don't think so. It was a general request, not a hey Karma, do that this game, please.
Yeah, but why not do it now? Even if it's a general request, why not make it happen? It does have 19 CS on this anti-mage, but some of those, they are definitely gonna be treants. Of course, some of the denies of Cuckoo are treants as well. So that kind of equalizes it, but still, he is not having the easiest time. When we look at the Morphling, Raven, he is just enjoying himself so much here in the top lane. Thank you, AU. You're doing everything right. Just please continue.
Absolutely. And over on his mid lane, we're going to see pretty much simultaneous level 6s here. So nobody getting the upper hand just yet. Carl, higher on the mana. JG, higher on the life points. Both of them going to be looking towards that first rune, which could mean a lot.
And we'll get a first blood on the bottom lane. So Bumpy again, showcasing just how strong he can be. I wasn't expecting that. Like, yeah, AM with mana break slow is nice, but it's not really that huge to just be able to kill a hero who has a power tread. So I'm very much surprised that happened.
Yeah, especially with an Earthshaker at the ready as well.
Yeah, didn't really have that much mana to play with, I guess, but it is gonna be a first blood, and it wasn't taken by Karma, so he's gonna be a little bit mad about it. But his Vanguard is gonna be done now, so much easier for him to stay in the lane.
Yep, and that gives a bunch of freedom over to Bombi, who wasn't available to help control the first rune of the game, by the way, but that was an invis. It went to Carl. Nobody would have really achieved anything with that, so.
Though Carl, with that rune, he didn't really accomplish much either. He just had to use his ulti, barely survived, and now had to go to the base. So it's going to be a long walk back for him. He doesn't have the boots, but at least he does have 2 mobility spells to help him.
And that means that we're going to continue to have a very, very chill, relaxed laning stage here.
They're going for Cuckoo again. AM with the Vanguard. He's actually pretty good at diving, of course. This time around, he's gonna have to be dealing with the Fissure. Bombi saved there by the Quelling Blade. He didn't have any tangles of his own, but of course, Karma is gonna be holding his hand and helping him through hard times.
That's how you know a good laning duo. And I think you were saying that you wanted Rupido to go for early BKB this time, not the mech so far. He's got the headrest for the regen. He's moving into, of course, the arcane boots. Very curious to see if he is going to switch out into the BKB afterwards, because right now I'm afraid that he's going to be just a big teamfight creep again.
I would like a mech would be fine, but just not the full Guardian Greaves. I think it delays him just enough. Mid lane, Bombi, that Fissure, it's not gonna let him move too far away. It's actually gonna allow Carl to just bounce off of it and get himself a kill, and finally Blacklist get themselves on the board after 8 minutes of gameplay, but it doesn't matter. They're still topping the network chart on all of their heroes. And look at Karma and his positioning. Like, can anyone kill me? Well, probably not.
No, probably not. He's going to be taking all these creeps to get some pressure out on the tower. There's a DD on JG, by the way, so I don't think it would be advisable for, say, Raven to try the exact same thing on the other side of the map, but instead we're going on mid.
Yep, Carl is dead. There's the DD coming into play. Now he has the chains as well, and this mid lane tower is going to be taking a solid amount of damage. You have the glyph, and you're going to have to use it, because that Orb of Corrosion, it helps in the push as well.
Absolutely. Yep. JG looking to strike hard here, actually. That is so much damage, even without the catapult being here. AU is mid, but he's just sort of looking at it. Yeah, the tower's dead.
The big one for sure. We'll see if they're gonna be able to invade. Usually, I look at the heroes. If you do not have any kind of jump, the mid lane tower isn't gonna be giving you all that much. But JG will be able to play super deep in the mid lane and get all of the hate towards himself, and he's not easily killed.
Absolutely not. And it's very hard to bring in extra teleports to save as Rupido dies against Raven bot. That was about to be expected with those two being left alone.
Jaja, he kind of messed up. That is not your base, my friend. But JG goes forward. You don't have a DD any longer, but AU is still probably going to be going down with Sleight of Fist. That's going to be it. Bombi has to go for the Shadow Realm there, protecting him from the Swashbuckle. He's getting himself away, but he'll get blocked in and should be going down. Ember on his own, trying to do as much as he can. He only has this one Remnant. He needs to run away. Actually, he's baiting in for Rupido to come over and start trampling the ground, but the ground will shake, so he won't be able to do it. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks by the Shaker. The bait from the Ember not working out. He wants this haste. It's gonna be denied. No haste for Rupido. And now Phoenix comes over, tries to kill Carl. It's not gonna be an easy thing to do. Carl swashbuckle to the side. He's gonna be okay. And Cuckoo, he's escaping. Here comes the tombstone. Rupido, they wanna bury you. You better run.
Ember Spirit a little bit panicky there. Like, they were well aware of the place where his remnant was, and if you want to bait him into a really big route for Rupido to come in, of course, but he kind of baited them into missing.
Magic is an abomination.
AM without the boots gets a solo kill onto the Shaker. He was very low on mana. He comes to the bottom lane. He had the arcane boots as well, so his mana is quite high, and the mana void just finishes him off. Karma has to be very careful. Rolling Thunder coming over. He didn't connect with the brambles, and now this means that Karma is in a lot of trouble, but he is gonna be so good at juking, and he gets another blink towards the tower. He's fine.
And now Carl is stuck on this bottom side of the map, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. The catapult is here. They are about ready to leave this one anyway.
I'm getting pretty excited here that we might see a Vanguard Diffusal from the anti-mage, because his map is gonna get smaller, and that is actually just the best build against the Morphling.
It is, and he's got the... He's only got the threads right now.
Yeah.
Queued up.
He's gonna have a 20-minute Battle Fury, and that's not good.
No. That's not acceptable whatsoever. The times of Vanguard into Battle Fury, those are really, really long gone. You couldn't even do that in 2016.
I remember when Dota 2 came out, and then we had in Serbia some players who were, you know, considered solid in Dota 1 days. Dota 2 comes out, and they're saying, oh, there's such good players here. I'm seeing AMs build the Battle Fury every single game 20 minutes in. They're so good at farming, and, you know, nowadays it's not really that great.
Yeah, the requirements have changed just a little bit, haven't they?
Yep, and also, you know, there is some inflation in Dota as well. Creeps are worth a bit more.
And just a little bit. Full Greaves are queued up. You're gonna be cross with Rupido.
Yeah, XERXIA are gonna be missing out on their timing so much because Anti-Mage, guess what? He wants the Battle Fury and he's committed onto it with the Broadsword. That is not an item that built into a Diffusal, so we'll see how much Karma can do in this one. It might work out, but this is gonna be a very weak Anti-Mage at the point where he should be very strong.
Yep, and it's very risky now. Like, sure, Rupido is going to be tanky, but he's also not going to have any defensive mechanisms versus especially these Earthshaker stunts that are going to come out.
We'll see still. It's a 1k gold lead for Blacklist, and look at Raven and his goal. He's 2k gold ahead of the Anti-Mage. Pretty much 2k gold ahead of everyone, untouched for the entirety of the game, and he's gonna have a very early Manta.
Well, at least Bosku's gonna get touched.
Yep, not in a way that he likes there. Karma, you didn't ask for consent. And Karma now, he wants to get himself out of this one. He's waiting. Carl, the second he bounces out, he is gonna be out of that one.
JG dodges as well, and we get again pressure onto this this offlane tower of the Dire. JG clearly more interested in bringing down these side towers than the mid usually.
XERXIA, they're gonna take that tower down. Actually, this Anti-Mage, just like that, he's very close to the Battle Fury. It's not gonna be a 20-minute one at all, Kips. He gets one more kill and pretty much has it. Now in the mid lane, they're going for the Bango. They're trampling the ground. It's not gonna be enough to get the kill, and the Tombstone was placed. Rupido too deep. He has the mech. That's gonna be a beautiful... Morphling is dead! Is he gonna die? Yes, he is! Raven just TP'd in, and he got connected there by the Terrorize, not starting the Morph. That is a beautiful thing for XERXIA, and so unexpected.
Bombi on the Dark Willow again. This is why they first phased this man's hero. It's just... And now we can't even buy him in Aghanims. Come on, guys. Where's your appreciation for your real carry? Disappoint Karma!
See, it's a disappointment. It's not good enough, Bombi. You have to do more. So, yeah,
Exactly.
he needs to be an overachiever there, for sure. But, yeah.
Maybe it's just out of belief, like, come on, as a disappointed father, right? You can do better than that.
Jaja, he gets an Icarus dive to the side. He has the egg, won't get to use it. He really wasn't expecting that damage. AG, you better run away from this one. Rolling Thunder, not a spell you want to be against. Bombi is gonna be going into the Shadow Realm, but even there, he's gonna be ripped apart by the Spangle. The Swashbuckle doesn't work, my friend. And now the Cursed Crown, Carl. That's a crown for a king, and you're gonna burn right after that one. Carl with a sleight of fist, he does go down. Bosku, he needs to leave right here, right now, and he will, because that would have been another one if JG gets the sleight of fist chains.
XERXIA, once again, we were wondering if, you know, Rupido wasn't going to be behind too much, and he might still be, but for now with that mech, he is a absolutely fearsome presence.
AM gets himself out. He wanted to finish that one. Rupido gets the kill on AU. He's not gonna be so lucky. Luckily for you, you do not have a blink built into your hero, so you're gonna be an easy grab.
Yeah, he was hiding in the trees and got found out immediately. I guess if you're an Undying, like, you probably smell, like... I probably just had to follow their nose there.
Yeah, XERXIA, man, Karma... Everything worked out so well for him. 16-minute Battle Fury isn't that bad, especially because you have a you're gonna have a vitality booster right on top of it, and this hero can sometimes lack in terms of HP.
Exactly, he's got Treads, Wraithband, Battle Fury, and he knows he's doing well. There's the Disassemble, beautiful.
Just beautiful there. So we'll see. Maybe that that vitality booster does become a Abyssal Blade later on down the line, but for now it is just gonna be a casual thing sitting in his inventory.
Jaja got an Invis rune and snuck his way into the enemy triangle, but now I think, honestly, you should be trying to TP out here after you get this EXP, because otherwise you're gonna give away... This is greedy. If somebody's here, you're giving away the fact that you just planted a ward here, but no.
Log the
Quiet,
camp.
silently, yeah, he's out. Gonna run into Cuckoo, no?
Bosku might not be out. He does have a TP away, but the anti-mage can break that one. Actually, there's a lot of heroes coming forward, and Karma with a beautiful scan. He knows he can read them like a book and just TPs away.
Dodged that one, and now XERXIA have fantastic vision to make a sweeping cross-map motion with as soon as he sees somebody farming behind what should be like the protection of that outpush creep wave on the bot side, right? Like, for sure, Raven is going to be there at some point very soon, and Raven, for his part, is going to build an early BKB, by the way.
But look at this ward from Blacklist in the enemy triangle that is blocking the ancient. It is just you're not finding that one. He can't find it. He's so frustrated, and it's impossible.
Yeah, and that's incredible. And you have to wait to see if it timed out or if you got something this time. Like no, again, it wasn't just body blocks. There is actually a ward in there.
This is the time where you watch the replay. You just go and watch it. Like there's no other way. The pings are coming out. There it is. Finally, Ember Spirit says it's here. The courier of the anti-mage has found it. He is done not being able to farm his ancients, especially now with the Battle Fury. But that ward, it will expire, so it really doesn't matter now.
Yeah, they got everything out of it that they wanted.
Tims again with the shard. He's gonna be connecting a stun there on JG. Doesn't go with the follow-up. Rolling Thunder. Carl just in time. He gets on top of Rupido. Guardian Greaves at the ready. He wants to destroy Bombi. The Guardian Greaves will keep him healthy, but JG just runs into that Rolling Thunder. Tombstone is up. Bombi is gonna have to accept his destiny, but the Emperor is gonna be caught as well. He goes for the Echo just for the half stun there. But it doesn't matter. He keeps them in place long enough. Rupido, that Onslaught wasn't used the way that you wanted, and now you're gonna go down Raven. He does attribute shift quite a lot, but it doesn't matter. He still contributes with the stun, and the rest of them will do the damage. A big fight for Blacklist.
Once again, on the back of Tim's there. The fact that the Rolling Thunder gets off early enough means that XERXIA just have to kite them out, and they get caught in like that awkward little corner before going into the river, and Tims gets to slap them down. Free tower.
When lane tower falls, Cuckoo, this game, he didn't have to go for that blade mail, so he's gonna have his BKB much earlier, Witch Blade already at the ready, so he's gonna be hitting like a truck and be pretty defensive himself as well. And there again, Rupido, he has the Guardian Greaves, they do nothing, and if he would have a BKB, maybe we would see different engagements, but just like that, Blacklist rivalry, they will equalize the game.
Yep, and they have a pretty decent window here before Rupido has his BKB to try and get some more engagements off with Tims, who is rocking that shard. But maybe they're not interested. Maybe they're saying, alright, fine. The only one who has like a good active window right now is Karma. He's still farming. And we're going to be fine in dealing with him because our Morphling is going to be playing up with his BKB. There's not going to be enough time for this anti-mage to actually hit critical mass.
Definitely not, and their map is getting smaller though. This time around, Cuckoo, he's definitely not going to be able to split push as he did in the previous one. They walk into the pit, but right under enemy vision, if I saw that correctly. No, actually there is only one here in the back, so they're not going to know about this for now, but they'll get themselves
there's
out.
Tree and soul over the place.
Yep.
I do mean all over the place. Look at where those buggers are.
Yeah, he's playing like a brood mother. Literally, just
information is power. Now maybe they're gonna try to go for pincer movement with JG going on to Carl. He nopes out.
And there he went for a smoke. Rupido still doesn't have the BKB. He only needs the recipe if he wants to buy the Mithril Hammer, but it's gonna take some time. Carl does have vision in the bottom lane. It might give him a false sense of security, so let's see if he can be caught here. Rupido sees Carl. Carl to the high ground. You want to be low. I'll be up high, but the Terrorize will be there. It is going to be connecting onto him. Still, he is defended by the Fisher, and yet again, Tims is going to be blocking the way.
And both teams deciding better of engaging there. Like, there is a big desire for BKBs over on XERXIA, and there's a big desire of just waiting out until they can stop this anti-mage off over on the side of Blacklist. AM, to be fair, is flying in his Manta style right now, so once again, Karma pretty much on par for his timings.
Big item timings are coming. Manta, the double BKB on the other two cores, those are quite huge. Morphling, he does have his BKB as well. And next item is going to be an Aghanim, so it is going to be a problem for the anti-mage, especially if you go for the Aghanim Scepter build, because he's going to be able to target you wherever he wants.
Yes, absolutely. And it's going to give you stats as well as Jaja. I didn't even see where he was.
Died
Bot
on the
lane.
bottom lane. Died on the bottom lane there. Our observer is on point now. He was a little bit sleepy there at the start of the game, but now every single kill is gonna be their Kips. So don't worry, the viewers they saw it, but overall not that big of a kill. It is just gonna be a dead Phoenix who is doing his best to get his Spirit Vessel charges, but can't really be. He's not really available in fights to claim those.
Exactly, and well, that Morphling already geared up with a Manta style BKB. How much use are you gonna get out of it by now?
Rupido, no BKB yet. He is farming and he is gonna be stopped right there and then. And you can hear that Blacklist rivalry they are owning in this game, straight into the pit.
And now XERXIA are going to have to decide. Once again, they have an anti-mage with the Battle Fury Manta style. Are you going to be fighting with this? Are you going to snipe this Aegis out from under them again? I don't think so. Not this time.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if without that you can win with the other anti-mage. Karma, he's gonna do his best, but for now, no stealing of the Aegis. It will be going into the Morphling. Last time around,
But I found
Raven.
JG.
Oh, that is a big one if they can kill him. Nope.
Deceptive rune of invisibility.
He's fine. And he finds the deceptive rune of invisibility.
Let's see if that is also invincibility for him.
Do you know that every line of the Ember Spirit is a forward line?
I did know that, in fact.
Oh, man. Kips knows everything. I cannot, like, woo her. Oh, you see, I know that and you didn't. Everything I've asked her, she knows. But that's actually good. So, smoke from XERXIA. Where are they gonna go? Onto the Shaker. That's gonna be a big one to connect on. And you don't have a BKB of the Primal Beast, but with no Shaker, you don't really need it. The egg was dropped, but now it's gonna be a Tombstone. Here is where they're gonna make their stand. Karma eating through the trees. He does have the blink. Has to get himself out. His next item, he wants it to be the Scotty. TP out from the Ember. He needs some mana, and they will bail. One kill, it seems to be enough.
Neither team particularly wants to go beyond the bounds of that Tombstone. It's going to be a re-engagement from XERXIA here, though. If Raven... Nah, Raven does not overstay. He's an Ember Spirit. If he wants to be.
Morphling turning into an Ember, that is a big deal. Oh, he's jumping on him. If they burn his mana, they might be able to kill him. But no, he still has the BKB. He's not really in any kind of jeopardy whatsoever here on the Morph.
I like that the Ember Spirit is holding on to the Specialist array right now. There's of course not really anyone on his team who can make a lot of use out of it, so... No extra attributes and damage? Sure, why not?
They don't want to be holding onto this Eye of the Vizier, but I guess the Dark Willow at some point, once she has made use of this Philosopher's Stone, maybe she'll go with the extra range. It is always nice to have on the hero. We can see that she is building into an Ether Lens, and Tim's already has that one. He's going into an Aeon Disc. Every game when I see a Shaker with this kind of a build get an Octarine Core, I just feel like you've lost against him. Ember Spirit will get the BKB off. Not today, actually. It was 1 second before it's up. He gets done up by Carl, and the fissure just comes out in time.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed the play between Carl and Tim's here. Like, they clearly exactly know how to empower each other and how to ask each other, like, hey, can you place a fissure? Like, sure, boss. Carl gets all the bounces he wants.
Oh, you have to go back to the base right now. The end doesn't want to do it. What a catch. They placed that ward earlier, and XERXIA had no knowledge of that one. So the Phoenix is dead. His big team fight is gone, and your tier 3 will follow as well.
Phoenix out like a candle. Well, this anti-mage is actually looking to trade, which is not really going to be a thing at all versus a full agi Morphling. But you know, I guess you got a glyph.
Went for the Lincolns on the anti-mage, so it's not gonna be a Scotty, not really the big item against the Morphling that you were hoping for. He's trying to get a tier 3. He won't be able to claim even that. Carl is here, and he will get you out of his base. Carl has to be very careful. He can die here to the terrorize and the damage of the anti-mage, but he's gonna be fine. They won't even make an attempt.
They will not, but it's because everybody's watching the situation on bot lane. And this is why.
Echo, JG, alive. Ooh, barely. That was barely. Now Rupido is going to be going in. He does have a BKB Raven. He pops this first. Has the Aegis. Let's go, Rupido. You versus me. You wanted to turn into an anti-mage. Doesn't manage to do so against the Lincolns and the counter spell. Stun from Tims. He's not allowing them to advance. But Karma is going to be going forward. BKB from Bosco. Let's go. You and me. 1 versus 1. Not looking so strong now. They're going to smash the Morphling into the ground. He's going to turn into a puddle. But very soon is going to form into a strong hero once again because the Aegis is there and the egg is dead. He did kill it there. Now going in from JG. Still has the BKB. Cuckoo is trying to live, but he gets his ulti off before he does go down. And now, post-mortem doing so much damage. Bashes onto Rupido, but not on Karma in the back lines. He goes in again just to finish off Tims, but at the cost of his life, JG does fall. And again, Blacklist rivalry come out as the victors.
That was too close for comfort for Karma as well, but at least to get the Aegis out of his Morphling, because the Morphling switches to full strength, tries to stun Karma, gets reflected, and promptly hits himself in the face with about 3 seconds of stun. That was pretty cool by the anti-mage, but that was also about the amount of impact that he could have there, right? Because his damage right now, especially versus all of the BKBs that are up, is negligible.
That is true. But that was a perfect timing to show off your Lincolns. If you didn't have a Lincolns there and the Morphling turns into an anti-mage, the fight is straight up over. He starts attacking way too fast and your anti-mage is useless. So I'm liking that one. It really did pay off. Even though Scotty is considered like a Morphling counter, this is what you definitely needed.
Yep. Morphling with the Agnum Scepter, just too big of a threat.
And he's going for a Lincolns himself. What is that Lincolns for? Arc Willow? Mana Void? Like...
Pulverize? Question mark?
Yeah. Oh, what a catch! A beautiful one. JG, can he get out of this one? It doesn't look like he can. He's just gone. Tim's continuing to perform amazingly on his Shaker. It was like that in game number 1 and now in the Decider as well.
Yep, and him and Carl are really just in each other's heads, man.
Beautiful.
I don't think they even talk about that anymore.
Yep. You know, like when you're married to someone for 30 years, yeah, that's how these two feel. Carl, though, yeah, is gonna be losing some mana, but it's gonna be completely fine. He had the haste through, no chance in hell the anti-mage can finish that one off.
Yep, absolutely not. And that felt like a little bit of a I didn't get to use the mana void in the last fight, so now we're gonna lay it down kind of situation.
Shouldn't be the Primal Beast the one who's throwing a tantrum?
Yeah, I mean, Karma maybe has had enough of the fact that only one of them gets to throw a tantrum. That's the silence from the Mindbreaker.
Easy,
not even close. Yeah, I wasn't worried at all.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna live there, but Raven still did turn into an anti-mage, so for the time being, you can't really fight with the hero, because your attack speed is gone. How much does he attack? Like, every 0.64? So it doesn't even attack 2 times per second. That is detrimental for an anti-mage, actually.
Absolutely. At least it doesn't last too long, but certainly long enough for Raven to clear out your entire jungle. They're gonna fight on this timing of him getting the stats back. No? No, because they don't get a grab on Carl.
They did force out the Rolling Thunder, but that's an Arcane Rune Rolling Thunder, so he's gonna have it right back. Wrath of Nature doesn't really hurt the anti-mage at all. It just tickles him and he's gonna be fine. Nature's Prophet hiding in the trees on top. And Cuckoo, now when the anti-mage is just not strong enough, he's able to split push.
And now, yeah, Rupido, they're not actually checking the trees. They're just occupying this jungle, seeing if anybody wants to come in while on bot. Oh, this fissure combination. Tim's of Mercy.
He doesn't have mercy. It's just I'm too good for you. You cannot fight me. There is a buyback on JG, but this is pretty early in the game and you really don't want to be using it, but you might have to because look at your tier 3. It is melting towards this Morphling. It's just destroying it so easily.
Absolutely. And this is weird how much of a contradiction it is. Tim's is such a sweet guy.
Oh, they go for Raven, but he's gonna be protected. They're gonna try to pulverize him into the ground. They kill him. What an initiation from XERXIA. They actually got him there. They're gonna be losing the Dark Willow, a small price to pay. Let's go for more. JG, he wants them, so has an A on this, so it's not an easy grab. They go for the Pangos, are burning down the mana. Swordbuckle to the side. Carl's still alive, but for how long? The Sleight of Fist chains doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. The mana void will. Karma now. The one on the top lane, it was just the premonition, so you know what's coming out next.
What's coming out is a big dose of karma straight to your top racks. He is not patient whatsoever, and they're just gonna run at it. They're not even cleaning up the creeps that are in their base right now. It is simply too important for them to equalize on this top side of the map versus Nature's Prophet. And that means that Cuckoo says, well, okay, that's fine. There's no tower on your mid lane. You didn't deal with the creeps. I'm making sure you don't actually come out ahead here at all. I think the Ember TP, yeah, will take care of that, but it does mean a back off top.
Is XERXIA mounting up a comeback here, Kips? This looks pretty good.
That did look pretty good. I mean, it is very much contingent on finding the Morphling. Sure, if they, you know, in any game, if you burst the enemy carry from 100 to 0, I think you have a decent shot.
And the Morphling is that type of a hero, you know, like a Huskar. You can always make that mistake and die.
Yes.
You just don't have too many defensive capabilities if you're stunned up. Anti-Mage wants a Scotty, but actually having this Vitality booster, I'd much rather see an Abyssal Blade. I think it's very nice for him to go into that one. Terrorize into the pit. He doesn't want to use it. JG pops the BKB. He shouldn't die here, but actually he wants to engage. They're going for the Tombstone only with one hero, and with the Mana Void, they'll get the kill. That fissure is not going to be preventing them from getting the kill, getting the Tombstone. And XERXIA, they are back in this game. They are still not out of it.
They've snatched themselves a nice Aghanim's shard there as well. Is that something? No, that's definitely not for the Anti-Mage this time. They have given it to the Ember Spirit, so DPS on the Remnants. Anything to get JG a bit more damage output.
Was there maybe a better one? Primal Beast already has a rock throw, the Phoenix one. He already had it, of course. So yeah, he was the only one next to the Anti-Mage, and I guess magic damage on the other side, it's not bad, but it's really not that great either. So Kips, are you now believing in the Anti-Mage once again? Is it looking like XERXIA can take it? And he is gonna go for the Abyssal Blade. Yeah, thank God he changed that one up. Scotty.
Yep.
Scotty wasn't a good choice here for sure.
No, it was not. You're going to have to actually be able to burst people. You're going to have to hopefully be able to get that same kind of pick off on Raven again. But then again, Raven is going into the Butterfly. And as far as I'm concerned, if both of these heroes go up against each other with full inventories, then Raven's got it.
Yep. I'm guessing Anti-Mage will want the Butterfly as well, but still, that is the split push potential of the Anti-Mage. He wants to be catching people, and with Abyssal, now he's gonna have the ability to do so. He still has that Aegis, double life. Currently, it is Blacklist that are on the hunt, and they will come home without anything caught.
Empty-handed, but at least having drawn the entirety of Blacklist to the top side of the map.
A disappointment. A disappointment.
XERXIA, they are going back to a fight. They will show JG on the bottom lane. Might give a sense of security there to Blacklist. Ember Spirit has an Aeon Disc to assemble if it does come down to it. And I really like this considering that he has been bursted down from 100 to 0 way too many times.
He has been JG certainly has felt like the fragile one during a lot of this series.
Thames goes there. Not gonna be connecting onto the Ember. The Nature's Prophet isn't part of this engagement just yet, but he can join anytime he wants. There is a deep ward there, but no one is gonna be stepping out on the lane other than Karma, and he feels unkillable even once, but twice. Impossible.
Yeah, I really doubt that they have enough damage to deal with him the second time, so ideally that would be an assassination mission from Blacklist, but they don't have that much of an assassination lineup. They've done that with the more fragile heroes, for sure. Tim's pumping.
But they can't even break the Lincolns. They can't even break his Lincolns. They're gonna try to stun him as much as they can. Another counter spell comes out, and there it is. The Lincolns has been broken. Ulti from the Morphling already popped. It didn't do anything, so now you want to bail.
Another fissure. Another annoyance.
Oh, he
and now
jumps
Karma's
in.
done.
Yeah, they don't have the morph, so I'm going in. Speaking about the spell, not about the hero Tims. He doesn't have his Aeon Disc any longer. Gonna be stunned up, but the Anti-Mage stunned up as well. They can't kill him. The silence there from the Mindbreaker. Not gonna be doing all that much. Karma, he's finally starting to take some
walks
damage,
in.
but he still has the Aegis, but Tips is alive. He might not have the mana other part of the fight. What is happening here? The rest of his team is there being cut off this one. He wants Tims. He wants him. You die.
Karma.
No, I don't. Karma now, he pops the BKB. He just bought that one, but look at the Invis from the Nature's Prophet. They're going for Karma right now. He has to get himself out by the bash. If they get another one, it's gonna be a disaster. He can die. There's the bash. The Guardian Greaves keeping him alive. Not gonna be enough. And Tims, he survives through it all to finally keep him in place. And they kill Karma, who has no buyback for 83 seconds. This is at least another lane of racks.
It is. And Karma really just lost his patience there. That was all his. That is the one job that a carry has, to be the most patient one on the field. And here he was not. That standoff in mid, the amount of time that he's had to spend carefully walking around, tiptoeing around Blacklist. Like, he had the power. He wanted to do something, anything. And what he did was put his team into a very, very rough position.
Very rough. They do have the buyback on the Phoenix. Now the Dark Willow will be caught. Does put a crown onto Cuckoo, but he cannot finish him off. Swashbuckle doesn't stop it, but he does kill Bombi there. Did he die right next to it? Yeah, it seems like his Shadow Realm did expire there at the end, because Swashbuckle doesn't really do damage through it. But mid lane Raxes, they are gone. At least this is not gonna be the game. At least not just yet.
I mean, not yet, but you can see Raven. He thinks it should be.
He wanted to go for the throne.
One tower in the way. Cuckoo, why have you not pushed this lane all the way out? Well, there was an Ember Spirit harassing me. It's not good enough. Wave should be here.
2 silver edges are gonna be done fairly soon on Blacklist Rivalry. 1 on Cuckoo, already done. Raven, he wants the other one. He doesn't have a buyback, so that is still very dangerous. Raven, it was shown that he can very easily die if he's seen there with the Terrorize, but he's not gonna keep himself available there, so he's just gonna go back for now.
Really not. And they're still playing this very carefully. Cuckoo is far back, but now the assassination.
Bombi's dead. They go for Raven. You're a little bit too deep, my friend. He didn't get a BKB off. He's getting smashed to the ground. And Karma with the BKB. They want him dead, but he's gonna be fine. He gets the BKB off. The Lincolns was put on him as well. Now they're gonna turn around onto this Undying, and they get the kill, but no more BKB on the Anti-Mage, which means that the Shaker will be a big problem for you. Lincolns has been broken, and Morphling does have his ulti. Not gonna be using it. Droopy though, he steals the gem, gets himself out. It is gonna be a 1-for-1. No big casualties on either side.
That was really too close for comfort for Blacklist, though. Morphling got super low once again.
Definitely. Definitely, but Raven lives. He does live. They also are showing that they can just melt heroes. Now with the Morphling having the Silver Edge, I think the Anti-Mage could easily die there with the stuns from Tims.
Very much so. And he's pretty lucky that neither of them got that revealing hit on him.
Oh, he is a very interesting build now from the Anti-Mage. He wants to go into a... So you are going to be seeing a Mage Slayer Anti-Mage. Yeah. But it's because he wants the Bloodthorn.
Exactly. Not exactly at the time that I would think. But yeah, the BKBs are starting to run pretty low, which means that the Bloodthorn is going to be a fantastic option, both for keeping the fight going as well as dealing a ton of damage against everybody that stands in your way.
So still, 1 lane of racks, Blacklist Rivalry, they have lost and they have claimed 2 while doing so. At the top lane, there's still a tier 2 here, holding for XERXIA. The other lanes for Blacklist Rivalry, other than the one they have lost, they still have their tier 2s and they are very, very healthy. So in terms of map control, Blacklist ahead. In terms of gold, Blacklist ahead. But make no mistake, this game is still not over.
For the next minute for Bombi, yes.
Poor guy. So what's next now? Roche in 130. Are we gonna see a big fight before that one, or is everyone just gearing for it?
I think if you're XERXIA, you'd really, really, really want to pick off before that happens, but JG is... He is close to his Aghanims. I don't think he's likely to let that one go just now. I say like, oh, I really want to fight. He's keeping up that pressure on the top lane, but that does mean that his team is not really in position for a Roshan fight. if it occurs. And like as far as Blacklist is concerned, right, they're just going to be fishing for another fissure pick-off. Like that's the name of the game for them. Fissure pick-off or nothing. And otherwise, they always have the defensive capabilities and the way more defensively oriented supports to secure a Roche fight with. Whereas for XERXIA, I don't think they can ever just walk into the pit.
So Karma, he has become a ninja anti-mage. He does have a ninja gear. That's gonna be quite nice. Having a abyssal blade and a bloodthorn with a ninja gear, you actually kill anyone.
That said, there's also a ninja gear over on the Morphling.
This anti-mage really does look a little bit like Shredder, so yeah, definitely a ninja there.
He is up versus exactly 0 turtles, though. Oh, he got found. He blinked straight into Carl.
No, let's see though. He is alive for now. They're gonna break
Or
him. Boo!
not.
Goodbye, my friend. He does have a buyback this time. He can come back into the fight. Tims is taking some damage, but he's gonna be completely fine. Starts shaking the earth, and that's gonna be 2 kills, 2 core kills at that. As Bombi is doing what he can do best currently, and that is just farm the creeps. And look at the Ember. He's being chased down. JG has to run. No more remnants. There is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to go. You can only hope for mercy that will not come out. And that's gonna be a 3rd kill, a 3rd core dead for XERXIA.
Yikes. That is going to be the easiest Roche of Blacklist's life now. And man, that anti-mage died fast.
Yep, we talked about it. Silver Edge really making a difference.
Yeah, most of it was physical from the Morphling, though. He felt so secure that nobody else was coming. Like, you get the full agi and you just slap on into him.
Those crits really do come in handy. Near the Morphling, he's level 25 now as well. The waveform cooldown will be there, and they're going for a push. They want your buybacks. You will not stay in this game unless you spend your gold now. They don't want the anti-mage to use it, but without the anti-mage, the Morphling is not scared. He does turn into an Ember. That's gonna be a Bombi dead. That's the one without buyback. Sleight of Fist change. JG getting a taste of his own medicine, but he does not care. There's the buyback from the anti-mage. Blacklist, have you had enough? Or is this still gonna be a continuation of the push?
Oh, look at that tombstone, just standing next to the ancient, and none of XERXIA want to come close to it.
Well, if they come close, their name is gonna be written in that one. So now it does drop down. The rocks are being thrown. The Primal Beast doing his best there, but he can't really do all that much. Goodbye, AM. You're destroyed. Even without the Morphling, you're gone, and they will call GG. XERXIA, they lose their first series of the BTS Pro Series Season 14, and they will go into the lower bracket, whereas Blacklist Rivalry, they will go into the upper bracket finals to stick it to Talon, who made sure that they don't go to the major, beating them in the DPC.
And I gotta say, this was once again a pretty impressive stand from XERXIA, considering that their draft was really not as good as we're used to them from them this time around, and definitely would have favored Blacklist's lineup in any kind of team versus team matchup. But nonetheless, they still get a ton of mileage out of Karma on that anti-mage. I just think that the series took too long. Something wore out in him, and once he broke, the rest of his team just had to scramble in order to make up for it. They bled a ton of kills, and they were really not ready to retake it anymore. Unfortunately, since up until that point, they'd been a surprisingly hard target for Rivalry.
Yeah, they definitely were. Rivalry, I mean, they're an amazing team. They did so well. They moved so well. And XERXIA, they stood their ground. Even in this game, finally, we didn't favor their draft. And it looked like at some points, there were times when they were gonna take it back. Ultimately, they are gonna lose, but it's still, you know, you were going up against the giant of the region, and you still held your ground. So XERXIA, I mean, Kips, can you give us some good predictions for them for the future? Maybe they're going to go to Division 1. Maybe they're gonna be coming back through the lower bracket to haunt Blacklist and just show them what they're made of.
I think they could take him the second time, especially if Karma just doesn't actually keep a chip on his shoulder from this, but just goes back to being his usual cool, calm, and collected self. That would be really nice. And yeah, the XERXIA absolutely a favorite to make Division 1 now. Absolutely no doubt about it. If they don't make it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for today. We have 2 of our upper bracket finalists here at the BTS Pro Series. One is Blacklist Rivalry International. The other one is Talon Esports, whilst XERXIA and Boom are going to be dropping to the lower bracket, waiting for the winners of the next 2 series that me and Kips are going to be casting for you tomorrow. Fnatic versus Spawn Team and Polaris versus eHome are going to be coming your way tomorrow. Kips, tomorrow we're finally going to be seeing someone drop down. Any favorites? Fnatic, Spawn, Polaris versus eHome. Who's going home tomorrow?
Ooh, Fnatic versus Spawn, I have no idea. I'd like to root for Spawn just because it's my friends behind there. On the other hand, of course, Fnatic, like my old boys. What can I say? It feels weird to call them Fnatic still when we know that that the org is no longer behind them. And then eHome versus Polaris, I certainly favor eHome there, but Polaris are the kind of team that would do very well versus Chinese teams normally. So that also is a contest. I think we've got a couple of very balanced matchups there, and I'm very eager to get to them already.
Well, you guys heard the predictions here. We're going to be seeing tomorrow at 10 CET. That is when the games start, if they're going to be coming into fruition. But either way, until then, I'm going to be bidding you all a farewell and a bye-bye. See you tomorrow.